Hey, what is up YouTube?
Clickmates.
And today I'm bringing you my top 5, disappointing games of the year. The year is 2015, and in about a week, that'll be not true. So, before we get started, I just want to say that any of these games listed aren't exactly bad games. I'm just disappointed with how they turned out, or certain functions of the game, whatnot. Some of these games I will mention they are horrible games, but the span of them, there's only 5, so the span of them aren't that bad. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in at number 5, which is Batman Arkham Knight. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, whoa, what the heck, dude? What the hell? Well, let me explain myself. I thought this was gonna be my game of the year, and it didn't turn out to be because of the reasons I'm about to list. First of all, an open world game. Do I have to say anything else about open world games in 2015? We've had so many. This, Metal Gear Solid, Fallout 4, Witcher 3, that's already like 5. So the open world kind of threw me off. Obviously it's nice to be able to explore Gotham and everything. Drive around in your Batmobile and grapple everywhere. It felt too big for Batman. Moving on though, I found the story unengaging compared to the other games. I feel like they borrowed more from the comics and took it to be a little bit more safe, on the safer side, instead of make their own story, kind of like they did in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. They just borrowed a story from the comics and used that, which is fine in some cases, but I didn't find Scarecrow to be all that good a villain. Arkham Knight was disappointing. The real showstopper here was, of course, the Joker. How is he back? He's dead. Well, they found a way to do it, and honestly, he's the best part of the game. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Obviously, I don't have to mention this. The PC port was really bad. I played it on PS4, so I got the luck of the hand draw. The tiresome side missions was a big deal for this because it wasn't fun to do that. It was a lot of, hey, go and do this, and then you can find the real ending, and it wasn't worth it. The outcome wasn't worth it because YouTube exists, and you can look up the real ending on YouTube. And for the final thing, I think I'm just burnt out on the Batman series. I think Rocksteady should try their hand at another series, maybe even another superhero game like Superman, or try their hand at Marvel or something. That'd be pretty interesting. This was their final game for Batman, so that's a good thing. I think they left it off on good foot. Just a little bit disappointing for me. I thought it was my game of the year, and some other games surprised me. Coming in at number 4, we have Splatoon. Some of you guys are scratching your assholes, wondering why the hell I chose this. Honestly, I don't really know why. I feel like I'm the weird one out of the group whenever people say, oh yeah, I love Splatoon. There's some hardcore Splatoon fans out there. I don't get it. I mean, the concept is really cool. It's very original. It's a new IP. I don't know what there's not to like. Maybe I bought it at a weird time. The aesthetic I don't really like. The art style, which I know it's gonna kill people inside. I don't really follow it. I don't know, it just didn't click for me. It's a fun game, obviously, and there's so many more reasons to like it than not like it. But I found it repetitive. When it first came out, it was not worth the price point they had. Obviously, they've been releasing free DLC, and about this point in time, yes, it's perfectly fine to buy it for $60. But at the time when it released, it was repetitive, and they didn't have much content in it for the price you paid. And I think that kind of threw me off. Coming in at number 3 is The Order 1886. This is a big shocker, Zack. Why would you even think about including this? Would you eat a lamb chop that's been sitting here for days and got hair on it? Of course I would. I don't know why I have that there. The Order 1886. What's there to say that hasn't already been said? This game was a hype game for... Did you see me scratch my nuts there? I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't think you can. So I just ruined the surprise. The Order 1886, it was supposed to be the big PlayStation game before... I think it came out before Bloodborne. It was supposed to be a big PlayStation exclusive. It's going to be a new IP. Isn't it ironic that I have 2 new IPs on the list? It's supposed to be like, oh, we're going to make a whole series out of this. And then the freaking reviews started coming out, and it said 4 to 5 hours of gameplay. No, sorry, 4 to 5 hours to the whole game, and like half of it's cutscenes. I don't have a problem with it being that short. If that was all gameplay, I'd be on board. But it's not. Like 2 or 3 hours of it is actual gameplay, and that's not fun because there's no replay value in going back and doing that. Sure, it's a short game, but you gotta watch half of it when you've already seen it. So that's my problem with the shortness of it. I still really like the game. I like the aesthetic. I like the time period. I like the gunplay. I mean, sure, it doesn't do anything new in the way of gunplay, but I like the feel of it. I like the weapons. I like the characters. I like this game, except I don't. It was pretty sad. What the fuck is that? There's something on my freaking table, dude. So yeah, the Order 1886. I'm very interested to see what they have coming for the series, because obviously they're not going to do away with all those models and all of the templates and everything they have for that game. They're not just going to do away with it for a 4 to 5 hour game. It should have been called The Order 1886, the prequel. It should have been on a demo disc. It should have been right next to Kojima's Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes. Coming in at number 2 is Evolve, another game that's like, whoa, why would you even think about having that one on your list, Zack? That's sarcasm, because everybody's putting this on their list for the most disappointing games. Evolve is supposed to be the big Left 4 Dead comeback, the big Left 4 Dead multiplayer comeback that everybody is waiting for, and it didn't happen because this game was repetitive, and every good thing about it was behind a paywall. You pay $60 up front, oh, you get the minimum amount of content this game has to offer, and that just pissed a lot of people off like me and turned them off from the game after one night. The concept of the game is still really cool. I think if they did away with all that bullshit, made it all free, and then people would flock back to this game because it has an interesting concept where 4 people are humans, 1's a monster, 4v1, and I think they need to work on match balancing too. If you have a really good monster, it'll run around the map, and then the humans just have to catch up to it. And if it gets to rank 3, there's like no chance the humans are going to survive. There are some match balancing issues with it. I think that if they added more modes, maybe a story mode, I would be interested to see what this game has to offer if there was a sequel, or if they added a campaign mode to it and made all the DLC free. I haven't seen like a Game of the Year edition yet or anything, so I can't say it's a good game. It's very boring and it got repetitive fast. And nobody plays. I don't think anybody plays it anymore. I may be wrong though, people are still playing Titanfall from what I've been playing recently. And on number 1 is Mario Party 10. Disclaimer, I haven't played a whole bunch of the Nintendo games that have come out that have been crapshoots, such as Animal Crossing, that stupid party game. I'm sure it's worse than Mario Party 10, I just haven't got my hands on it. So Mario Party 10 is my number 1 because this game had so much building on it to be the return of good Mario Party. Because if you remember, Mario Party 9 introduced the car mechanic, and I think that's when they threw the license over to another team. And they added in a car and everybody works together, because that's not what Mario Party is or anything. And then they continued on with that to Mario Party 10. Why? Mario Party 10 was the moment to be, hey, remember Mario Party 1 through 3? Maybe even 4 or 5? Yeah, remember those were good games? Yeah, too bad. Let's go back to the normal gather coins, buy stars, play mini games, and roam a map that looks interesting. The maps are where you move, it's very linear, it's not going in circles until somebody wins, which is old Mario Party style. You each go in a car until you reach the end, and I just don't like that whatsoever. The game boards are really unoriginal. I do have to say though, the mini games are fun, and the graphics look like it's from the Wii. I literally think they took Mario Party 9 assets and just threw them over to the Wii U and was like, hey, this looks normal, right? It doesn't. I don't know, Bowser Party was uninspired. It's total bullshit. That's the first time I cried on camera because of the video game. It's so unfair. Bowser Party is so unfair. Amiibo Party is alright, I guess. It's more of the old style Mario Party. They were like, hey, we'll just throw this in as a tease. And it didn't work out because it's dumb. And then normal Mario Party is just like Mario Party 9, so it's just a big middle finger to everybody who liked the old game. Alright, I think that's about the end of my top 5 disappointing games of the year. What was your most disappointing game of the year? Again, I didn't have a lot of time to play some of the disappointing games, like both Animal Crossing games. I just remember Happy Home Designer was a piece of shit, and the new Party Animal Crossing game apparently is worse than Mario Party 10. How is that even possible? Ask me back at the beginning of the year, hey, is there anything gonna be any worse than Mario Party 10? I wouldn't say anything. Alright, so stay tuned for my top 10 video games of 2015. It'll be a shorter video because I don't have much to say on those games because everybody's already talked about them. I'll just list them, talk about them for a hot minute, and then it's over. That's it for 2015. I'll see you guys in 2016. So thanks for watching. Have a happy new year. I keep doing that, I don't know why. It's a really dumb outro.
This sitting in front of the game. Beautiful. So we got the yarn Yoshi amiibo. So cute. Pretty adorbs. And then we got the beginning. Unraveled rope and stitch to explore.